If your radiators are cold, there might be a simple fix that you can do yourself to stop you having to call out a heating engineer. There's usually 4 reasons why your radiators aren't getting hot, and I'm going to show you today what those reasons are and how to fix them. I'm also going to show you what the symptoms are for each of those problems, so you'll know exactly what to do to get those radiators going again. Okay, problem number 1 is you've got air in your radiator. And it's easy to tell if that's the case because your radiator will be hot at the bottom and cold at the top. If that's the case, you're going to need to bleed it. Let me show you how to do that. So to bleed your radiator, you're going to need 2 things. One of these, a bleed key, and some rag. Now, your bleed point may look something like this, or like this, or perhaps it looks like this. Whatever type of bleed point you've got, the process is the same. Now, the first thing you should do is to switch off your heating. Try to make sure that the pump is not running. The best way to do this is to switch off the power near the boiler. If you have a pressurized system, you'll need to make sure that your pressure is between 1 and 1.5 bar before and after you've bled the radiator. So beforehand, it's important that there's pressure in the system for it to force the air out of that radiator. And after you've done it, because the air has escaped, the pressure will have reduced inside the system. You'll just need to top that pressure back up to make sure that you've got decent circulation. There's another video linked in the description here to show you how to repressurize your system if you have a pressurized heating system. If you have an open vented system, which means the water is fed from the loft in a tank, then the system will just naturally refill itself from the ball valve up in the loft. Right, let's show you how to bleed the radiator. So the first thing you need to do is get a little bit of tissue, find your little hole where the air is going to escape. The tissue needs to sit under there because what's going to happen is, once the air has all escaped, you're going to get a tiny bit of water come out of that hole. So you need to do this quite carefully. Put your key in and twist the little pin and you'll start to hear a hiss. Let's just hold that white bit there so it only twists the pin. You'll hear a hissing noise, and then when it's drained, you'll see that water come out. Just quickly close that off, and you've done that safely. That is now bled. All the air is out the top of the radiator, and that should now be working fine if that was the cause. It's a good idea also to put some floor protection down in case of any spillages off the rag. Cause number 2, you've got a stuck pin in your thermostatic radiator valve. This is an easy fix, which you can do yourself. Let me show you how to do that. The head of the valve contains a wax capsule which expands as it warms up. And when it expands, it pushes down that pin inside the head. That pin pushes down the top of the TRV, that little piece there, which closes the valve and stops the water flowing into the radiator. But what happens is that pin can sometimes stick, and so the water can't flow through the valve. Let me show you this valve that we fixed recently. This is fitted sideways, but the effect is the same. We just unscrewed the head, and you can see here that the pin is stuck down. All you need to do is take a hammer or maybe a set of grips and just gently tap that pin. The pin is spring loaded, so it should pop back out again. So all it needs is a little bit of gentle persuasion with a hammer. Tap it a few times and that pin will pop out, and that is a simple fix. Problem number 3 is that your system isn't balanced properly. Now, this normally affects the radiators at the furthest end of the system away from the pump. Let me show you how you can determine whether it's a balancing problem or something more serious. So it could be that the radiators nearest to your pump or your airing cupboard or to your boiler are open too much, and that the radiators at the far end of the system are not getting enough circulation. And sometimes you can fix that by just closing off these valves enough to still allow flow through the radiator, but to restrict the flow, and it forces that water flow through to the other ends of the system. So if you've done all of those 3 things and the radiator still isn't working, it's possible you've got muck in the system, or you've got a blockage in the pipework to that radiator, or it's not piped in properly. The blockages are most likely to happen in pipes that are small microbore pipe, like 10mm or 8mm. So this is the point where you're probably going to need to call in a heating expert to assess the condition of the system, maybe to remove some water to see if there's a blockage, to see if the condition of the water is bad. If you have sludge, then you're going to need to have the system flushed out. Or that radiator, if it's just affecting one radiator, it might be that it needs to be repiped, or there's a specific blockage just in the supply to that radiator, which can happen. Hopefully you've managed to get your radiators working again, but if you still need help and you live around Peterborough and Stamford, go into the description of this video and find a link to get in touch with us, and we'll be able to get those radiators all working for you and keep your heating system reliable and efficient all year round.